Classical Chinese medical texts describe human life as the convergence of heaven's spirit and earth's essence in the womb. The Huangdi Neijing, or Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon, states that each of the 5 yin organs houses a spiritual aspect. The heart stores the shen or spirit, the liver stores the hun, the ethereal soul, the lungs store the po, the corporeal soul, the spleen stores yi, intention, and the kidneys store zi, will. This teaching suggests that the body's formation is fundamentally linked to being a vessel for these spirits. The Neijing portrays Shen as the animating life force bestowed by heaven, calling the heart the ruler of the body that hosts Shen Ming, or spirit brightness. One interpretation is that as soon as the embryo's heart forms, traditionally seen as the first organ, the original Shen or Yuan Shen arises, marking the beginning of conscious life. The Neijing further emphasizes that Shen is a subtle cosmic force that cannot be detected with the ears and only reveals itself when one's heart is open and clear. This suggests that a heavenly spark of Shen must descend into the womb for conception to lead to new life. Without this infusion of Shen, the physical union of sperm and egg would not truly spark life. Other early sources echo the idea that an embodied life results from the fusion of a material essence with an animating spirit. A 5th century BCE text describes embryogenesis as follows: when a fetus begins to develop, it is due to the po. Once this soul has given it form, then comes the yang part called hun. The essences of many things then give strength to these two souls. Thus eventually there arises Shen Ming, or spiritual brightness. This account suggests that the po, the yin, corporeal soul, initiates fetal form, then the hun, the yang, ethereal soul, joins to animate it, and together they engender the emergence of human spirit, or Shen Ming. This aligns with the classical view that hun and po represent a yin-yang pair of souls, hun being the subtle heavenly aspect and po the dense bodily aspect. The Huainanzi, dating back to the 2nd century BCE, contains a chapter titled Jing Shen, or Essence Spirit, that outlines fetal development month by month. It describes how in the first month the embryo is an undifferentiated bulge, in the 2nd month a semi-solid paste, in the 3rd month a fetus, and so on, until the 10th month when the fully formed infant is ready to be born. This process follows Taoist cosmological principles and highlights that the fetus's core energies and organs form first, enabling the later development of sensory faculties and consciousness. The 5 spiritual aspects in fetal formation. Chinese medicine describes 5 spiritual aspects, or wushan, associated with different organ systems, all of which play a role in animating the body. These are the Shen, hun, po, yi, and zi. Shen, or spirit, is the overarching consciousness housed in the heart. It represents the heavenly aspect of life, personality, awareness, and vitality. Classical texts state that Shen enters the fetus as the heart forms, marking the emergence of consciousness. Hun, or ethereal soul, is associated with the liver and represents the animating psychic force that enters the body, giving rise to vision, intelligence, and dreams. It is said to join the body later in fetal development. Po, or corporeal soul, is linked to the lungs and governs instincts, bodily functions, and sensory responses. It is the first soul to enter the fetus and is responsible for shaping the physical form. Zi, or will intention, is stored in the kidneys and is associated with determination, survival instincts, and ancestral memory. It is believed to guide fetal development according to a preordained blueprint. Ming Men Fire, or Ming Men Huo, is the Ming Men, or gate of life, the prenatal yang energy that sustains fetal growth. It is seen as a spark of vitality inherited from both parents and is crucial for igniting and sustaining development. Insights from modern TCM scholars. Modern TCM interpretations emphasize that conception is not merely a physical process but a spiritual event. Gudala Link defines Shen as a cosmic force that enters the person at conception and resides throughout life as temperament, personality, and mental power. Similarly, Ruthild Schulze and Gudrun Kotter argue that Shen must descend for a successful conception. Scholars also highlight the importance of Ming Men, or source qi, and essence in fetal development. Lonnie Jarrett describes the relationship between Shen and Jing through Zi, stating, "The heavenly aspect of inborn nature is Shen. The earthly aspect is Jing. Humans must establish their Zi, or will, as a conduit for Shen, or heaven, to interact with Jing, or earth. This reinforces the classical idea that fetal growth is directed by a fusion of cosmic spirit and material essence." Ming Dynasty physician Chen Ziming noted that a child's Shen is influenced by the parent's state at conception, and Sun Simiao stressed maintaining joy and calm during pregnancy to nourish fetal Shen. These ideas are echoed today in the concept of Tai Jiao, or Tai Jiao, which suggests that positive emotions, music and meditative practices can help integrate the incoming Shen and Hun smoothly into the developing body. Conclusion. Both classical texts and modern TCM interpretations converge on a holistic view. The embryo is not just a clump of cells, but a microcosm where cosmic spirit, or Shen, and material essence, or Jing, unite. Classical sources like the Neijing and Nanjing provide a blueprint, explaining that Shen, Hun, Po, Ji, and Mingmen fire all play a role in forming a living human. Ultimately, Chinese medicine sees pregnancy as a sacred event where heavenly spirit descends into the body, giving rise to life.